Hello everybody, and welcome to a demonstration of the Open the Books app for both the iPad, iPhone, and also Droid products. They look pretty much the same on each and every one of the devices, so let's just jump right on into it and go to Open the Books, which is the icon that has the red, white, and blue shield on it. That's the front page. That's what it looks like. It's the federal checkbook. Federal and Illinois salaries. More salaries for more states will be coming soon as we're adding more local data for you. And if you go to the extras, that just gives you a little bit of information about For the Good of Illinois, the organization that produced this app. Also a way to make a donation because it costs money to do this kind of transparency. There's a way to tell a friend, and then you can also log in and log out. Up in the upper left-hand corner, that's the navigation tool that basically gets you started on what it is you're looking for and what you want to look for in Open the Books. Let's go first to the federal checkbook. First thing it does is it loads your information based on your location. Down at the bottom it says by location, and it also allows you, if you check on it, you can go and search by recipient, but that means that you're going to have to know some organization or the name of some organization to search for. But, for example, if you put in a business that might do federal contracts, it'll find that business in the database. But if we go to by location, here it basically defaulted to the last thing that we were looking at, and the last thing we were looking at was farm subsidies. And what you're looking at on this page here is the farm subsidies sorted by the amount, down from the largest amount to the smallest amount. And then each one of those lines, for instance, if you pick up that one person that's in blue right now, that person, that represents one transaction for 1 year for that specific person. Now that that's blue, it gives you a general idea of that specific transaction. You can scroll down, you see that this person's name shows up right away again down here, and what that means is that that same person has another transaction in some other year. This federal data represents 100 million transactions placed into this database. But let's go up here and check out this person who we've looked at here, this Glenn Winstrup. If we click on that, it gives us all the specific information on each of these transactions. The person's address, where they're from, Department of Agriculture, the agency. This is a crop payment. It tells you what it was for and what year. So this is the detail of that specific year's transaction. Over on the upper right-hand side, that's your history button. If you click history, it takes all of this person's or all of this company's transactions for farm subsidies in this case, and it loads them into one specific graph or series of data that you can scroll through to see what their history is. Up in the corner on the left there, you see detail. So what this basically does is it goes from history to specific detail, back to the federal checkbook where you can see the check register of all the different transactions. Let's pick one more person. You click it, it turns blue, gives you their information, crop payment, year 2009, history, and this person, you can see their graph. They had 4 years of transactions, and then in the last year the transaction dropped a great deal. What we're trying to show you here with all of this data is just how unbelievably large the federal checkbook is and all of the information that goes into it. Here, this is based on a location in the Chicago suburbs, and yet we're looking at a 5-mile radius of a dense suburban, non-rural area, a huge number of people who are receiving farm subsidies. That in and of itself is a pretty good story. Of the number of people in suburban areas who are receiving farm subsidies, and you might want to look into why that is, but that's not really the reason we're showing you this app at the moment. This is just a demonstration. If you go up to the category name and click where it says farm subsidies right there, it takes you to the different categories that you might want to look at. You can choose contracts, you click done, it loads the contracts for the same locale. And now we can look at this enterprise recovery systems, for example. We click that, gives us the contract description, critical functions, fiscal year 12 funding action for payment for PCA collection service. That's obviously a collection agency function. And it looks like this organization wasn't getting much federal business at all up until 2009, when it really got a lot of great collection contracts, probably collecting on something like student loans, if you want to look into that information. So really quickly again to review. The upper corner up here takes you to the navigating all the different things that the app tells you. The magnifying glass basically allows you to search by current location, various different radiuses, and if you want to, it also lets you search by specific zip code, and you can enter a zip code in there as well. You can also again search by recipient, and that is a brief demonstration of the Open the Books app. You can find out more about Open the Books online at openthebooks.com or forthegoodofillinois.org.